Hello and welcome to my podcast, Conversations with Cornelius, where I, Cornelius Patrick O'Sullivan, discuss, chat and hypothesize on all things from fatherhood, marriage, comedy and everything else in between. From time to time, there will be special guests, but mostly it's going to be me and some regular contributors, including my main squeeze, Noelle Patricia O'Sullivan, aka the wife. So sit back, relax and enjoy Conversations with Cornelius.
Just Willy Clancy, Willy. Oh no, I'd be in favour of it, alright.
Of what?
Of like that kind of crack.
Angel numbers.
Yeah.
But you're always doing kind of like I do laugh at your
11-11.
11-11, just waiting for 11-11 there now.
But now I'm kind of into it.
Do you ever do this, right? And I do this all the time.
Are we on?
We're on, yeah.
Alright.
Like if you come, like 444 came up now today.
Yeah, I'd be like, yes.
Do you Google it?
No.
I Google it straight away.
Oh, would you?
444 means you're on the right path. Keep doing what you're doing. I get fucking solace from that.
I'd get solace from that, but I'd be afraid if I Googled it and it was like, you're going to die now.
It's not bad stuff though, because
Okay.
all numerology
Okay,
is like,
good.
it's all, this is what your angels are telling you. Apparently, you've got like 5 or 6 angels around you. You can have up to 12 or something like that.
Mine are called Des, Philip, Keith, Paul and Wayne. They're all men.
And jargon.
Jarlath.
Jarlath. Oh, you were supporting Jarlath Regan.
I am supporting him in January.
Did you not support him?
Not yet,
What
no.
was the picture of you with him? Did I see a picture
Oh
of him?
no, that was at the Ivy Gardens. We were just chatting.
Oh, the Ivy Gardens.
Chatty.
Chatty bum bum. He's good.
Lovely
is
man.
he? I don't know him at all.
He's a lovely
Is he?
man. Oh,
He's got
he's
really
one of them kind men.
He's very manicured hair.
He's
His
a
hair is always
beautiful,
perfect.
kind, lovely man.
Beautiful.
Well, kind.
Kind. Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know. He strikes me as a very handsome,
Oh,
well-groomed
Yeah,
individual.
he is handsome.
Do you
he
know
is
that kind of
handsome.
way?
Yeah.
Is he living in England?
No, he's moved back.
Oh.
Yeah, he's between the two, but his wife and his son have moved back. She is also amazing.
What's her name?
Tina.
What does she do?
She's a child care worker.
Ladies and gentlemen, today on Conversations with Cornelius, we're going to talk about 2 people that I don't know of, Jarlath and Tina. Jarlath and Tina.
We like them both very much, very much.
It is November the 23rd. I am in a car park in an industrial estate in the south side of Cork City. It is, what time is it? It's 10 to 6. It's dark. It's foreboding. We're coming into winter. We are in winter. We're coming into Christmas. There are no Christmas decorations that I can see right here, which is good. I know you're a big Christmas fan.
Not good, I would have said.
Where would you put the Christmas decorations here?
Oh,
now?
there's a tyre shop where you can put tyres on your car. I'd stick a bit of tinsel around that door frame.
You could put a
to be
bit of
honest.
tinsel around there.
Couldn't you?
You could.
Or
You'd-
even one of them kind of cheeky Santa, a light up Santa that you'd have outside.
You could
Or
have-
you know those big inflatable ones.
Yeah. Oh, but where you can get business, like
Yeah, because they'd have a pump inside there.
They would. They'd
And
be
he
able to
could
put
be
the air
holding
into
a
it.
tyre. Yeah.
I had to get Noelle had a flat tire last week, and she said you wouldn't go into town and get the tire fixed for me. I
Yeah.
said I will, no bother. I'll go for a sauna when I go in. So I drove in anyway, parked up the car. Said, guys, we have a flat, and they'd like a big special up on the wall, €15 to fix the tire.
And have a
fix the
sauna.
puncture. Well, the sauna was complimentary. You just had to pay a yearly subscription in a different business.
Fell out the back with a hose. Go
So
on.
I went anyway, came back, and the car was still up in the bay inside, and I was like, what's the story? And they said, oh, sorry, we can't leave this car out. There's 4 illegal tyres on it.
Oh my God.
There's like we literally cannot leave you drive out. So it cost me €425
Oh my
to fix
God.
our €15 puncher. So
Oh my God. I actually got 2 new tyres yesterday
Mm.
and I have an electric car and the tyres are weird. So we found tyres eventually out in Ballincollig.
why are they weird on electric cars?
Don't know.
What kind of an electric car have you?
I have a BMW i3.
Did you get a new car?
No, it's there. I've had that car for ages.
All right, I never knew it was a BMW.
It's
Is that
big.
electric?
Yeah. Somebody said it looks like my first BMW because it's so tiny.
Oh,
Tiny little
I
biscuit
never
tin.
knew it was a BMW
Yeah,
though.
but I went and Polly says BMW stands for Big Massive Willie. That's my 7-year-old daughter, guys. I went out to the tyre shop in Ballincollig, the only place in Cork with the 2 tyres, right? Several tyre shops had rang this man. Went out to Jerry. He fixed the tyres, no bother, because he had the 2 wheels. And then he goes to me, thanks so much for coming out. I said, sure, Jerry, you had the tyres. Why? Like, wasn't a social call. I I was like,
I wasn't coming out for tea, like.
I'm like, there's no point in me coming out if you didn't have them. Like, you're the only place in Cork with my 2 tyres. Of course I'd come out. Thank you, Jerry.
How long are you driving an electric car, and are you doing it for the environment? You're trying to save the world?
Yes, but I use the dryer every day, so that cancels that out. I've been driving an electric car about a year. Shane O'Mahony, my husband, helps to market electric cars, so he thought we should have one. Now, we didn't get it for free or anything.
I thought your husband was an engineer.
He's an electronic engineer, but they are responsible for the manufacturing of electric cars, the parts in electric cars, and he has specific responsibilities for the marketing.
Well, I suppose at the end of the day, if you are selling it, and you may as well market it. You may as well walk the walk.
And to be honest, I think they're brilliant.
Are they?
I drove to Limerick now last night. No bother.
No hassle at all.
No bother. No, I had to get petrol.
Is it a half and half?
It's not really a half and half. You'd fill it with €13. So I forgot to charge it. So I filled it, I think, 4 times between going to Limerick and coming back. But I wouldn't fault them, guys.
Have you a charger outside your gaff?
I do.
So if you charge it up, how long does it take to...
Oh, like it'd be done overnight, yeah.
And how long would you get out of that then?
Oh, you'd get like 300 kilometres out of that.
That's
it's good, isn't it?
That's all right.
And then you've about 100 kilometres of petrol if you want.
Yeah. So, yeah. All right, okay. And, yeah, well, I don't know why we got onto that, but it's great.
But I'm glad that, because the tyre shop.
The tyre shop,
with no tinsel, and they're closed now when we hear talking.
That's it. By the time we got to the end of that story, they closed the fuck. They're like, we're not putting any decorations up here. They can go fuck themselves.
No, they've closed to decorate. They're doing a big night of decorating now, the lads.
They're blowing up the Santa as they speak. I want to say thank you to everybody who listens to the podcast. Last week's episodes were great crack, and I want to say thanks to everybody who came on and sent me messages and blah, 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 blah. I really appreciate it. I'm going to bring on this week's guest onto the stage. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage, Mrs. Laura O'Mahony.
Laura. I'm here. Hi.
We're about to go into improvisation rehearsals after this now.
Yes.
So this is us kind of just warming up to it. Laura, quick question there for you, right? How's your body, soul and mind?
Oh, I was thinking about this on the way over. Really good.
Really?
Because do you remember the last time I was on, I was a bit blue. I felt a bit blue at the start.
We were in your gaff, weren't we?
Yeah, and I was saying that COVID had made me a bit weird socially and all that. That's all gone now.
Yeah.
The bells and whistles are back.
The bells and whistles
I've got my bells and my whistles. No, I feel great. I am... I would say very happy, but also this is my favourite time of year.
Yeah.
Like I could take or leave, we'll say January through to, I'm going to say
November.
end of September.
Really? Yeah. So you don't like the summer?
I like it very much, but like if I was only able to pick 3 months to kind of go on repeat, it would be October, November, December. Yeah.
I do like this time of year.
Yeah.
I like the cold and the dark.
I love the cold and the misery. It takes the pressure off with the kids. You don't have to bring them outside.
Yeah.
It's telly time, baby.
But what
it's
about when
blankets.
When the kids are growing up, would you still like it though, would you?
Oh yeah, then it's candles and cushions time, baby.
Yeah.
It is. The Scandinavian concept of hygge.
No, I don't.
I am a walking embodiment of that. It's all about like candles, cushions, coziness, plush surroundings, fabrics.
Yeah, but I was talking to a comedian there recently, and he was like, Daniel Lucas, you know, the German guy.
Oh yeah.
And
we were talking the
only funny German. And we were talking. He was like, I want to do more gigs in Dublin, and I was like, yeah, I'd love to do more gigs in Dublin, but like, it's really difficult to justify it financially.
Yeah.
But you could just, stay on somebody's couch. And
Absolutely
I'm like,
not.
I'm 45.
No.
I want to stay in a couga place, like what you're describing.
Hygge. I'm in over my head now with the spelling. It's either Hyygge or Hygge.
I'm all about that. I want to stay in the nice places. I want to get my back scratched and my nails clipped and the nicest of food and wine served to me.
But I was like that since I was 16.
I'm kind of like that since I was 16 as well.
I was never... Me and Shane, my husband, went to New Zealand backpacking and for 5 weeks. And we basically just brought backpacks and stayed in really nice hotels.
I love the way the two of you are always on the same page.
Yeah.
Myself and the Queen are very like that as well. We'd be like... We'd be... Do you know what? We'd often be watching something or we'd be in company and someone would say something and we'd react normally, right? We'd be like, oh, right, very good. And then in the car on the way home, one of us would go, what the fuck did she once say?
Store
And I'd
that
be
up
like,
for
oh
later.
my God!
Yeah, big time.
Yeah, but isn't it great to be on the same page?
Oh my God.
Like,
if he was on a different page, I wouldn't know what to do with him. I'd be very sad about that.
but you're mad. You're into your. I'm going to turn that off now for a second for my battery.
Yeah, it was
I'll turn
blinding.
this one
the
here.
light. He's turning on the car lights there.
Yeah.
Go on.
No, I have to turn it on because I can't see my book.
Oh.
So you're good. But
Great, yeah.
Like physically, mentally, spiritually, we were talking a little bit there about Mary Magdalene before. Did we start with Mary Magdalene? I don't think we did we?
No, we didn't. We were saying that we think she might have been a bit of a. Well, I said I won't say what I said.
Lady of the night.
Yes, a lady of the night. And I remember when I was in school, there was a musical, Jesus Christ Superstar, was on the Opera House, and there was some very devotedly religious people in school with us, like devoted, and they went protesting outside of it because of the depiction of her as a bit of a whore.
A prostitute.
Apparently she's not.
Do you know, I
think she was Jesus' girlfriend.
I think she was Jesus' girlfriend. And I think
you go Jesus having a girlfriend.
Yeah, he's dead right to have a girlfriend.
Absolutely. Your life was only short. You might as well have gotten right.
Well, no, I don't know if the Son of God was actually making love. Like, his mother never did it anyway, by all accounts. But I think she was, if she did exist, and I think she did exist, I think that she has been, like Manny's the woman down through time, she's been demonized and made out to be this kind of like prostitute whore, I suppose, for want of a
bet she was a badass boss bitch.
She was at the crucifixion. She was mentioned
class.
more times than any of the apostles. Mary's the only other girl to be mentioned more. She was probably his right-hand woman. You know
she
what
was
I mean?
like, crucify him away. If I know anything about him, he'll rise again.
She was probably at the loaves and fishes, handing out the loaves and fishes after he had...
Yeah.
You know, made
she was
loads
like,
of loaves and fishes.
Jesus, do you see this water? Would you ever turn that into wine there, love?
Come on.
Or else run down to the shop for a bottle of Dada.
Is that what you pronounce it, Dada?
What is it?
We pronounce it Dada.
Dada. Well, you see, it's after that pretentious artist lad. And we did about him in college in drama and theatre studies. We learnt about Dada.
Dada.
Dada he was some sort of a philosophical thinker artist fella.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Hashtag who cares?
I'm learning an awful, but like if I see a bottle of Dada now, as I pronounce it, it brings me right back to the grimness of peak lockdown. When Noelle would try and cheer me up by coming home with 2 bottles of Dada, and I've been at home all day, every day, with the boys. Do you know what I mean? And she's out there fucking getting a break, doing 40 or 50 or 60 hours of work,
doing science.
Yeah.
Can I suggest that if you call it Dada, it changes everything?
It changes.
This is me, Dada. Like it
Would you like a glass of this Dada?
It's like it suddenly becomes an old man wine. Dada.
I'm acutely aware of. We've got a half an hour to wrap this up because we've got rehearsal. So
we've only just started.
Trending topics with Cornelius Patrick O'Sullivan.
I'm ready.
Hashtag Pocahontas.
What's wrong with her?
I don't know. She was trending.
Oh my God.
But sure,
are they doing a live action remake?
I don't know.
Pocahontas.
But like, 1 second, you just said, what's wrong with her? She's dead years.
Is she?
Isn't she? Do you know?
She's bringing out a new film, no?
Pocahontas, wasn't she?
Was she real?
She was real. Captain John Smith.
Was he real?
I think he was real too, yeah.
And is he alright?
I mean, he's definitely dead anyway as well. We're going back years here now. There was no Wi-Fi or anything. Maybe it was a cartoon.
My money is on a live action remake. That's what I think.
Of Pocahontas?
Yeah, and I'd be into that.
Where?
No, like
on telly?
Yeah, like a new film. You know, the way that like there's a live action Cinderella and there's a live action Aladdin.
Oh,
like,
yeah,
as in
a dramatised version
of
it. Yeah, okay.
Like not cartoons, people.
I'd say that would be epic. Do you know, like, I'll turn that off again now.
Who could play Pocahontas?
Okay, let's have a
She'd
think.
have to be kind
Jennifer Lopez would be brilliant.
Yes.
She's too old though, is she?
Well, but she's a very young looking old.
Pocahontas was only about 20 when John Smith claps eyes on her.
What age are Jennifer Lopez's twins? Could one of them do it?
One of them could do the first half. We could get someone else and the understudy could go and do the second
Lovely.
half.
Okay.
John Smith?
Oh, I mean, I'm thinking that guy...
Kevin Spacey.
That is not the guy I'm thinking. I'm going to go John Smith. Who's the guy from Luther? Is he a bit old?
Luther.
I
thought he was black, the guy in Luther.
Yeah, why can't John Smith be black?
Because he was a white Englishman.
Oh. Well, I just don't think.
Well, they could remake it. They could remake it. They could jazz it up. Yeah. Yeah, and they could get. I suppose they could get it. They could get it.
Jazzy Jeff, if they're going jazzing it up.
Jazzy Jeff, he must be in his he's in his late 50s now.
Yeah, he'd be a brilliant John Smith.
Yeah. Okay, so Jazzy Jeff,
Johnny Jeff,
John Jeff, and whatchamacallit, and the Lopez twins.
Yeah.
Pocahontas. Okay. Hashtag Paulo Coelho.
Is this sport?
No.
Is it politics?
No.
Is it music?
No.
Paulo Coelho. Is it a luxury cuisine?
No.
Paulo
Paulo Coelho.
I know Paulo Tullio. But
this is one of his quotes. The world is changed.
Oh, sorry, that fell at the book. Oh,
Yeah,
I thought
The Alchemist.
I thought his name was Paul Coelho.
Well, I used to call him Pablo Coelho for years. It's Paulo. I only really realised that.
Is he dead?
No. And I tell you what, because I loved The Alchemist. When we got married, I had loads of quotes taken out of that book and had them at the tables at our wedding. So I normally don't go in to see why someone's trending, but I actually did go in to see why he's trending. And it was just loads of people talking about him, but he wasn't dead. And I was like, that's great that he's not dead.
At our wedding, the names of the tables.
I didn't know I got married to him.
Well,
Fucking,
we had a lovely day.
I had a lot of drink time.
At mine and Shane's wedding, the names of our tables were half plays, half fish, because I liked plays and Shane liked fish. So I'm trying to think of an example. There was something like
Philadelphia Here I Salmon.
No, they were better than that. They were very clever. Oh, I'm trying to think. I can't think of any clever ones. The Playboy. There was definitely. I think it was the Plough and the Carp. Oh, I had just been in Spring Awakening, so we had a table called Spring Awakening.
You were in. Ashley Strand was in that with you, wasn't he?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Ashley definitely doesn't listen to this.
Great, we got on like a house on fire. If the fire was really toxic and had noxious fumes coming off
like
of it.
I worked an awful lot with Ashley as well in the Cocoa Club back in the day, and he was just difficult to work with.
Difficult. We just, do you ever meet somebody that you have a complete personality clash with? Like just a big clash.
He had that
with everybody.
With everybody.
Well, look, big love to him wherever he is.
Best of luck to you, Ashley, wherever you are with your girl's name.
Yeah.
Hashtag Instagram.
Was it down for a while?
No, it was just trending. But you know what I've noticed about Instagram? I think you were talking about it as well. My fucking stories.
Way down.
Are yours way down? Mine are way down.
Mine are halved.
Mine are halved as well.
Yeah.
Oh, that makes me feel better.
Somebody said it's because we post every day. If you go away for a few days and come back, you get pushed up to the top of people's feed. Which is just stupid. I'm like, it
should be the other way around.
But it should just let anyone who wants to see my stories see my stories.
Yeah, that's true.
I don't know what you're trying to do Instagram. I'm not going to do reels. I refuse to do any more reels.
Well, I like doing reels now, but like
sorry, that might have been too strong because I could be really into reels in a couple of weeks. But like, I like stories the most.
Yeah, stories are good. I do enjoy a good story, and you can be very creative on stories as well.
No.
So yeah, no, that's kind of comforting now that yours is down as well.
I wonder, is it trending because people are saying that Twitter is going to die and so people are migrating to Instagram?
It could be. I don't think Twitter's going to die.
Neither do I. I think that was all hype. And actually, do you know what? I had an interesting feeling about this, right? I hate Twitter and I think Twitter is really toxic and stupid. However, when it was nearly gone, I was like, oh no, but I like that it exists. Do you know what I mean? I think it's an important platform for some people. Like, some people really thrive on Twitter. It's not my area, but I'm glad that such a place exists. For example, now on Friday when the toy show will be on, Twitter will be a great place to be, a gas place to be.
It's good for football matches.
Yeah.
I have a love-hate relationship with it. It's mostly a kind of a hate. It's like, mostly I hate it.
Yeah.
But like, so if I put up, turn it off there for 2 seconds. If I put up a video, a football one of my GA videos, they go very well on Twitter. But then I could put up something else that I'm even more, and there's nobody looking at it. And
Can
I
just say that? Well, I tell you where those videos go down really well is in my dad's friends' WhatsApp groups.
Your dad was telling me
he loves them. He loves them. Yeah.
It goes down with middle-aged Irish men, like from 40 up to death.
Yeah.
Very well.
Yeah.
Under it, not so well. But it's of its time.
Fuck
the rest of them. And that concludes Trending Topics with Cornelius Patrick O'Sullivan. I've got 5 questions, but they're kind of statements, and they're just things I want to talk about. The first thing I want to talk about is your recent show at the Everyman.
Yeah.
It was, I can tell you this now, I supported you, right? And I can honestly say, and I'd say I've done 150, maybe 200 shows this year, maybe more. The most enjoyable show I was ever a part of.
Yeah.
The crack, the intro, the vibe from from you call your Insta fans, you call them the gangbang, which you were unaware of what a gangbang meant prior to christening them, but you continued with it, which I like.
Yeah.
And what a bunch of people.
I feel, looking back on it, that it was like, I would describe it as like a joyous riot. It had the energy of like we could actually explode here with the amount of crack that's going on. You supported me both on stage and I would say emotionally and mentally off stage as well. I knew you'd be like a nice calming presence to have in the dressing room, but also great crack. And what I liked about it is I asked you a couple of weeks prior to doing it, I just sent you a text going, hey Con, thinking of doing Riverdance, will you be Jean Butler? And you just sent back, yeah, no problem. Which I enjoyed. But somebody else would be like, tell me now, what are the ins and outs of it? And like then we rocked up and just practiced for like an hour. And it, 30 minutes. Yeah. And it was the greatest opening ever.
And do you know what? It had improv panto vibes.
Yeah.
So it I think anytime someone tries to do a highly skilled thing like dancing.
Yeah.
And they can't do it, but they do it with seriousness.
Yeah. Joyous.
It's unbelievable.
It's
so funny.
Say, like, without tooting my own horn, it is some of the best I've ever written. It's some of the best stand-up I've ever written. But do you know what that did then? I was really reluctant to do it again because the Everyman gig was so amazing, right? So I've had a few gigs since that I've been like, I don't want to kind of tarnish the memory. However, last night I did some of the new stuff again. Brilliant. Went down a storm. Well, you see, it's hard when you're playing for the gangbang. They know me. They know my crack. They have a kind of shorthand. So that's why it was such an explosively joyous gig, because they just got all the references. But it was great to discover last night that it can also go to other venues. Do you know?
So I remember your first gig in Collins in the Cocoa Club in Collins, and I would have seen you then and we would get regular since
loads,
and I've seen all your stuff prior to it, and it was always great, always hilarious. But what I found most interesting about this show was you put up a post maybe a week or a week and a half beforehand going, I'm off to write my show. And then about 2 days later, that's it, I've it written. And I was like, what? She's had written, because like most people will like for me, I know myself, I'm doing
you work on bits, don't you, throughout the year?
I'm after improv here tonight now, I'm going into the bunker, and I'm working on it's a comedy free night in a room in Cork, and I'll do like 10-15 minutes on new stuff, and I'll record it and I'll go home and I'll obsess over it and I'll cut it. Whereas you but I love that, and I'm like almost jealous of it. I'm like, wow, that's fucking incredible, like the talent to be able to do that, Laura, is just. And then I have to finish it because it was the best stand-up I've ever seen you do, but I don't want to like belittle your stand-up before it, because that was also unbelievable. But this was on the same level as Deirdre O'Kane, who I would be like, she'd be right at the top of, from what I have seen in like at the right. So you're looking at Tommy Tiernan, Deirdre O'Kane, Dylan Moran as the kind of the top three in Ireland, in my opinion. And I just thought it was great. But like, the fact that you just wrote it in 2 days.
I know, it's so funny, because somebody asked me like the day of, like, are you ready? Like, have you tried it out before? I'm like, no, I'm going to go give birth to this on the Everyman stage and see how it goes. It's a strange one. But I suppose, like, to be fair, it's always percolating away in the back of my head. Yeah. So there is a process. So it percolates for months, and then I'm down to crunch time, and it's like, oh, bollocks, I've got nothing. And then, now this time I did write it well though, because the one before it I wasn't happy with, but I never wrote that one properly because it got cancelled due to COVID, and then I kind of just winged it. Whereas this one, I'm like, I'm going to write the shit out of this and be really happy with it.
No, you did rehearse it during the week and stuff. Did you like you didn't just write it and go, oh, I'm going to do this now in the night? I
wrote it, and I would say then I learnt it off.
Okay.
But I would say that I was not fully off book until, like, I didn't really know what was going to happen, and it just flowed out of me. It was one of those rare magical nights where I think I was relaxed because I knew I was amongst, I wasn't winning over the audience. So I was like, if I can hit this in any way at all, we'll be
And you hit every beat.
God, it was so good.
It
I actually listened to it on the way down in the car last night. I like to listen to things after the fact. And I was chuckling away to myself, and it reassured me that it was as good as I remembered.
Oh, it's
because
so
you know the way
good.
you'd be like, it was such a great night, you could get carried away on the buzz of it. But actually, it was a good night because the stand-up was top notch.
And like,
I'm just so humble. I'm such a humble guy.
oh Lord, it's so hard to be
but
humble.
I don't think you should have to be humble if, like, I know it's the best stuff I've written in ages.
But but like I'm telling you straight to your face,
Yeah,
it is the best stuff that you wrote in ages. And I'm telling you straight to your face, you need to get that. Like,
Oh, yeah, no, I will.
I honestly think I'm straight up, and I've said it to you.
Yeah.
I said to Noelle, I actually think you could be fucking huge.
Yeah, I know, yeah.
But like, you're kind of like me as well in certain ways. I love my life the way it is as well at the moment,
like
with my family and stuff.
We could all be huge. I could also be a medical doctor. Like, do you know what I mean? But I don't necessarily have to
Get
go
much
do
laugh
that.
stuff, you did that.
We'd have a bloody ball. But you know what I mean? My dad used to always say to me, like, when I got my leaving cert results or whatever, he's like, you could do law. I'm like, yeah, I could, but I don't want to.
Yeah.
Like, I would like to be huge, but I wouldn't like to. Like, I suppose in many ways, Con, I'd like it to be handed to me on a plate. It'd be like, here,
Yeah.
Laura, 3 Arena, Friday night, sold out, off you go.
Yeah.
Without having to put
Yes.
any of the work in.
Yeah.
But as well, let's be honest about it. And I think I'm not strong enough on this, because a lot of people say to me, oh, you should be doing gigs, blah, 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 blah. I'm like, do you know what now? Fuck off. Because that's a bit aggressive. But I have 2 babies.
Yeah.
Right? And my husband has a full-time job. And like, I
And
get
you're
to do...
fucking on the radio every
I'm
morning.
on the radio every morning. I get to do exactly as much stand-up as I want to do. And yes, I could be huge, but I'm not willing to jeopardise any other aspect of my life for it.
Good for you.
Because my babas are small.
Yeah.
They'll only be small the once, and I want them to fall asleep holding their mammy's hand. Do you know what I mean?
I tell you, it's all about fucking priorities, because
They are my priorities for now.
Yeah,
I'll still be funny in 10 years.
they'll probably be your priority in 10 years' time as
Yeah.
well. They'll always be your priority, and like, it takes a certain type of strength to just go, yeah, I know, like, because I'm like, I still think now you should tour that show, by the way.
I know, and I
But, like,
will,
do you know
I
what I
think,
mean?
but I'm not going
But,
to
like,
go to
you
Loud
don't
on a
have to-
Tuesday.
Exactly. You don't have to go into the bunker tonight and do 15 minutes.
Sorry, Loud.
Or do you know what I mean? You don't have
No.
to. And I feel like sometimes I have a love-hate relationship with comedy. I love, because I organise most of my own stuff.
Yeah.
And I find it easier.
Yeah.
It's like yourself, then your own people will come to your own stuff.
Correct.
Do you know, that kind of way. Whereas if I'm going, like, I've done a few gigs now in Limerick and Dublin and Galway this year, and like, I'm up in front of, I don't know, tourists and
Yeah.
people that are in their early
Students,
20s.
yeah, no.
And I'm like,
No.
I'm talking about, you know, like, my autistic kids
Yeah.
and my midlife crisis, and I'm trying to make these people who don't
Con,
relate to me.
I have a massive section about winning streak. Like, as in, I mean, are students and tourists going to be bait into my winning streak section?
They mightn't be.
Do you know what as well, though? And
Or they would.
I
They'd
no, I
love
don't
it.
think they would.
They'd love it.
I think I'm not strong enough about this either when people say to me in the moment, is that I trust the path. I feel like I'm on a path, right? Yes, it's probably a slower path than if I went all guns blazing. I trust that I
That'd be
will
a
get where
steadier
I want
path.
to be. I trust that I will get where I want to be. And also, I think there are people that are always striving and are never, ever satisfied. I'm totally satisfied. Like, if, God forbid, I didn't ever do stand-up again and I was kicked off the radio in the morning, and I'd be at peace.
If you were Al Portered. He's making a comeback.
Good luck to him.
And and do you know what? And I may as well say it on the podcast
Yeah.
now, because it'll be out next week. He's playing in a certain club this weekend in Cork City.
In Cork.
Not in my club.
Oh my goodness
yes.
me.
Surprise special guest. We won't mention the name of the club now,
No,
but
but
yeah.
right.
Like, could you believe it? But anyway.
Oh.
But no,
No, I think you have to be strong as well about, like, you know, even when I was doing acting, I did drama and theatre studies and trained as an actor in some sort of way. People would be like, you should go to London. And I used to always be like, no, I won't. Like, why would I go to London to go play a nurse and a couple of nuns? Like, as in, I'm not doing that.
you'd be a great nurse. You'd be
Yeah,
an
right there.
immaculate nun.
So I'd be
actually-
a great nun.
We should get a nun costume for the improv. You would be a brilliant nun.
But I often think, and I'm not saying this about you now because you're lovely and you're my friend, but I do find people say, you should do this to me. And I'm like, it's because you didn't do it. Like, you want to live, not you, but other people want to live vicariously through me and make me feel bad for, like, the fact that I'm quite happy to be at home with my babies.
Yeah.
It's like, I do my own, I have my own plan.
Yeah.
Do you know?
And
Now, don't ask me what it is because I don't know, but I feel like I have a plan.
Yeah, whatever happens, happens.
Yeah, that's the plan.
Like,
the plan is...
This time 2 years ago, did you have any ambitions to be on the morning show on Red FM?
No, that appeared.
And that appeared on the plan, on the road, on your journey.
And also, like, I started on the radio with Ray Foley, and then when he left, I was like, oh, that's me done then as well. I had joined an established show. I didn't have the kind of desire to build a new show. And now here we are nearly 8 months into building a new show and I'm having a ball.
I have to say now, I listened to you during the week, the crack with the breakfast roll and...
when Rob went down to the centre.
I have to say now, I really enjoyed that kind of soft talk, as Dominic might say. Like, it was just good fun, and wholesome fun. Like,
people come into your life as well on the path and will say the addition of Rob Heffernan into my life, right? Olympic walker Rob Heffernan.
He's an Olympian,
he's
champion,
an Olympian.
like.
He's one of the greatest people that has ever entered my life.
Are you serious?
I am genuinely serious.
That's
like,
lovely.
you know the way you have a feeling of like I have good people around me. He is a joy and a really good bonus. And same with Ciara. Like they're two good strong additions into my life, and I kind of thought I was full.
Yeah.
No room at the inn. We're at full capacity. But I'm like, come on in, gang.
But that's the thing. It's hard. It's like you don't go out in your... at our age, I know I'm in my 40s, you're in your 30s.
Mid to late
30s. But you don't go out going, hi, do you want to be friends?
No.
Like I'm done. I have enough friends.
I'm at capacity.
And I'd be of the same opinion. I don't think I need any more. No, if someone came along, I'd be open to it.
Yeah. But
I
I'm not
wouldn't be
chasing
searching it.
Yeah.
But it is a beautiful thing when friendships like that just emerge without...
and out of nowhere. It's like
nowhere,
it really does show when you click and you don't click.
Yeah.
Like there is a type of personality that matches. Like my personality and Rob's totally match.
Yeah.
They shouldn't. He's an Olympic walker who is probably...
Yeah, but you're walking since you're about 10. When did you learn to walk?
I was a very early walker.
Do you know what I mean? Like, you were a prodigy. You just didn't you just didn't keep going.
I remember thinking, I was like, oh my God, Rob Heffernan, now he's going to be all into fitness and I'm going to be allergic and he's going to try and make me skinny. And none of that. The complete opposite of that.
Oh, that's good.
No, well, not the complete opposite. He's not like overfeeding me or anything.
Dylan came to your show. My son came to your show.
Did he?
You got me 2 tickets for it.
That was very nice of me.
I
remember now.
You gave me 2 tickets for him and his girlfriend. Shout out to Dylan and Shauna. But he was sitting next to Rob Heffernan's son,
Kyle, yeah,
who plays with AC Milan.
He sure does.
Right. He plays with AC Milan.
Yeah.
Right. Like one of the greatest European clubs of all time.
One of his teammates just played in the World Cup there for some team.
Literally.
Yeah.
Literally, like, and Dylan was sitting next to him, and now Dylan plays with Bohor Celtic. Right? equally impressive.
Very
right?
impressive.
But like, it just goes to show, though. It just goes to show, like, how fucking amazing life is. That, like, you're just like, Dylan was awestruck by the fact that he was like sitting right next to this absolute like legend son, and like you're working with him now. Like,
I know, every now and again I look at Rob and I know this is weird. Do you ever find that like the world was signposting stuff for you along the way? Like when Rob was on Dancing with the Stars, I had a strong awareness of him. When he was in the Olympics, I used to watch his races, right? Like, I feel like I was very aware of him much more so than I'd be of other people.
Yeah.
And when I look back, it's like all the arrows were pointing to him. Our paths were going to cross.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
No, I do.
Like, and why would they? They shouldn't. Like, I don't have that feeling about Michelle Smith de Bruyne.
No. And you know what? But like, we were talking a little bit about spirituality and stuff like that as well. I often find that with people. I can walk in straight away and I can talk to someone, and I'd be just like not bothered with the person, just go through the motions.
Yeah.
But especially with comedians, because I meet a lot of comedians. Every now and then, I'll come across a comedian, or I'll be at a gig with a comedian, and we'll just. Jesus Christ, there'll be a tractor beam there and we'll be on the same page, and that person will make me laugh and vice versa. And it's just weird the way you can be compatible with people
100%, and you can be incompatible. And I think for both of us that are rearing our kids, that's a good lesson to know now. It's gone from the kind of like we must like and love everybody. I think it's like some people are just not your people. Yeah. And that's fine. Just stay the hell away from them. It's just, do you know who you need to love now? This is my big thing with the boys at the moment. You need to love yourselves first of all, lads. Big time. Fall in love with yourselves, look after yourselves, fill your own cups, and then after that, you can be doing what you want to do. But it brings me on nicely now to the next thing.
we've got a children's birthday party coming up in a few weeks' time.
In Airtastic.
In Airtastic.
You're insane, might I say.
I'm delighted to talk to you about this now because first of all, I don't want it's 20 quid a child.
Yeah.
We're bringing fucking €400 worth of children.
Yeah.
Right?
I'm trying to do the maths in my head. Airtastic,
Harvey wants to go, and the only reason we're going is because last year we all got COVID, so he'd no birthday last year. He'd no birthday the year before that because of COVID, and
now Hunter won't be able to jump because he's too young.
You've not met Hunter yet, have you?
But no, he won't be allowed in. What age is he? He'll have to lie.
He is 3 going on.
Nah, they won't
16.
let him in. He has to be 5.
He won't be left in to play
into the main jumping area. No.
But is there a little place for him?
Oh, maybe there is, but he'll be on his own. Unless you go in jumping with him.
Can I
I said to Alfie was only 4 the last day, and I said, Alfie, you're 5 now, love, you're 5. And the woman came along and said, what age is he? And I went, he's 5. And Alfie goes, it hasn't been my birthday yet, I'm only 4. I was like, shut up, Alfie, shut up, you won't be able to jump. Airtastic, look, I don't want, it's a great place. It is a great place and a great brand. But might I just say, it is traumatic for a birthday party. This is a terrible, terrible idea, and I can't wait to go.
Oh.
It's sweaty. They serve the chips up all in a big plate.
We're going at 11:30 in the morning now.
That's probably a bit better. Yeah, that's good.
Get it out of the way. That's the vibe.
And early enough, it gets very chock-a-block towards 2, 3 kind of time. It's just a lot of 5th years working there, and they all hate their job.
And they're on their phone all the time.
Well, they're just allergic.
Yeah.
They're just allergic, and the children are gawking because of the jumping and the nuggets and the chips, and you have to wear special socks, and it's just hell on earth.
What socks do they have to wear?
You have to buy the socks. They give you socks.
They're going to catch us for socks now as well.
It might be included in the party.
I'm already 400 quid. Does that include? I'm going to email them after this. Does that include socks?
They're special jumping socks.
Fuck's sake.
Yeah, I can't wait to go. You're going to be so stressed.
Yeah, I'll just smoke a big joint before I go in.
I'd say bring one in with you.
Bring it in.
Bring one in for us all.
We're going to finish up there now, but we'll finish up on, just to try and kind of finish up on a lighter topic. Okay. Death. Death.
Yes.
Death. Talk to me about death.
Death is actually one of my greatest fears.
There's Dom.
He's a handsome man, isn't he? Dom is always carrying multiple bags. That's Dominic.
He looks
McKay
like Dr. Death there now.
Death. Now, look, I'm very conscious of death because when I was growing up and was small, there was I had a very happy childhood, but we'll say there was an era death around the place. My parents were both teachers in 2 massive schools, so there would often be a staff member sick, and I was very privy to a lot of this.
Oh, you'd have heard all the
all the stuff, and it kind of soaked into my soul. And my mom's brother passed away very young, and I was there when that all occurred, and we were very holy as well, so there was lots of big, sad, scary death stuff, right? And so I'm very conscious that I don't want that for my kiddos. I don't want too much death stuff. Not that mom and dad, there wasn't too much death stuff for mom and dad, it was just that I was very clued in, and I used to be genuinely quite petrified of it, and I'm a desperate hypochondriac, even though I've gotten much better. So I think death for me is tied in with ego a small bit. It's like, I'm going to be picked young because I'm complete. Do you know what I mean? I'm a perfect little specimen. It's going to be on the front of the Echo, promising radio presenter, killed in her prime, right? And that's all ego, isn't it?
Spontaneous combustion.
I think there could be, I would love a crystal ball to know that I'm going to get to be 98, I'm going to have all my senses, and I'll die very peacefully. And then I'd be fine with that.
Grand.
It's the kind of threat of it happening now or being taken away from my babies.
It's the uncertainty. It's the uncertainty. I have this ongoing melancholic fucking despair and sadness that I'm going to die in the next few years when my children are young. Yeah, scarring them for eternity. That's just being a dad and a mom, I think. And there's nothing I can do about it. No. But at the same time, it's inevitable. But I've been around a fair few tragic deaths. A boy in our year died when we were in 3rd year. A really great, lovely friend of Shane's died when he was only in his early 20s. He had just moved to Australia. A teacher in our school had sudden adult death syndrome. There was an awful lot of big, scary ones. Plus the fact that I'm bait into podcasts when people died. And in general, I'm really, really listening to big, sad podcasts about grief. Do you know what I mean? I'm really there. So when do you want to die? so? Okay, you can write your own time scale here now.
I'd say around, like, I'd love to get to 98.
Would you?
Yeah, and I'd love to be totally with it.
98.
Deeply at peace and just slip away off my sleep.
Do you pray?
I do, yeah. I'm a big God girl.
What do you pray? What kind of prayers? Throw me out your prayers.
Let me think. I'm like, hi God, this is me, Laura. Thanks for all the blessings and talents you've blessed me and all my family with. Please keep us all safe. Talk to you tomorrow.
That's an affirmation, girl.
And I'd say it just before I go
and
to bed.
That's absolutely beautiful. And
just before I go to bed.
But that's the thing there. Like, I waffle on about affirmations all the time.
But that's it. Like, affirmations are a form of prayer.
Prayers are affirmations, like.
And I want to
say that again, please.
Hi God, this is me, Laura. Thanks so much
just love
for
the way
all.
You just go, hi God.
Hi God. But you
know,
see,
like he's
I
like,
need to tell you about
is.
this. No, I need to tell you
I
about
love
this.
that though.
Hi God, this is me, Laura. Thank you so much for all the blessings and talents you bless me and all my family with. Please keep us all safe. Thanks a million. Talk to you tomorrow.
There's gratitude. There's natural gratitude in that affirmation as well, though, in that prayer. Sorry.
But you see, my God is sound. I've been trying to unpack this in my brain during the week, right? Because Joe Duffy is bait into scandals at the moment in the Christian Brothers and all this. Like,
you can't listen to him.
No,
it's too fucking.
It's so grim.
Morbid.
It's so grim.
And he looks for morbid shit all the time.
But you know what, right? It's hard in this day and age to be like, I believe in God, because people automatically assume you believe in a Catholic God and that you're bait into the Catholic Church, right? I would go to midnight mass. I'll go to Easter, the big masses. My children will make their communions and are learning about God.
Yeah.
And will
Harvey's
make their confirmation.
learning about God at the moment now, and he was like, "Give a guess what?" I was like, God made the whole place in 7 days.
He's unbelievable.
I was like, fucking
unbelievable. I find the framework of like I want them to have a belief, because again, it is connected to death for me. It's like, I would like to think that my gran that I loved very much is okay. I would like to think that Shane's friend that died is okay. I would like to think that the boy in my year. And for me to survive life, I need to think that they're all okay and together. But like, when it comes to the Catholic Church, I'm inside mass talking to that sound God that I have. That, hey God, it's me, Laura. And
you're
he's
tuned
like,
out from.
He's like, hey girl, what's going on? Like,
you're killing it on the radio.
My God.
Oh my God. Where were you? You were in Limerick last night? Who were you with? Tom the Bear. Wow.
My God, it's a big camp. But like, as in, the version of God that I have adapted is, I know he's my own version.
Yeah.
But the kind of framework of religious education, we'll say, for my kids, I'm content with. Once there's not too much emphasis on sin or dying or any of the bad bits. But I'm like, I feel sometimes that people are like, oh, Laura's a bit holy, as if it's a bad thing. It's like, well, it's actually just another form of believing in something.
You see, I think words are important as well, and people discriminate with words. If you say holy, right, they'll be like, it's church. But if you say spiritual, you're like, oh my God, he's so spiritual.
Yeah, but you're also a bit woke with the spiritual. Whereas I'm like, I would like to believe in something. I don't like to in depth analyze any aspect of my religion.
Do you ever pontificate on God?
Yeah.
On what God might be, or do you? Because sometimes I do. I try sometimes to go. I don't say God. I say the universe. I'm like, what is it? What is it? How is it?
I feel like it's probably a feeling, and we'll say, I'd like to feel like that there are people who have died belong to us or around us and near us. Right? Me angels. I'd like to think that. I'm very aware of signs. Now, I could be like, oh my God, can't look the way the condensation is shaping into a C. That must be. Do you know what I mean? But oh my God, a C just appeared. Nothing to do with Con's finger, but a C in it. But like, I would like to. I would just love there to be something.
Yeah.
But also, if
there definitely is, like.
But I remember when I did philosophy in first year in UCC. What an absolute waste of time that was. But there was a thing about either there is something or else it's a dreamless sleep. And what is more pleasurable than a dreamless sleep? And I'm like, sure, I'll be grand. But my thing is, I just don't want to die. I don't want a situation where I'm on my deathbed and having to say goodbye to my children who are bawling. Like, let them be.
You don't want that?
No, let them be in their 40s or 50s and like they can be sad.
They'll still be your children.
But don't let them be 10 or 12.
Yes, I'm the same.
Do you know? And the same with Shane. And it's so funny. I assume I'm going to die young. Never crosses my mind that anything could happen to Shane.
But you know, Laura, it is very interesting that you say this, and we have to go now, right?
Yeah.
But I'm the same, and only in the last couple of years have I been doing stuff like, for example, now I try and go for a sauna every day, right? Yeah. First of all, they're brilliant for my mental health, right? But the reason I'm going for sauna, right,
Yeah.
is we've big strokes in our family, big history
Right,
of
yeah,
heart
yeah.
and stroke. And there was a study done there in Sweden that was done over 30 years. And if you sit in a sauna for 20 minutes a day, 4 days a week,
Yeah.
it reduces your risk of stroke by 51%, your
Great.
risk of cancer by 62%.
Yeah.
And so that was originally, so then I'd make that small change. Then I became a vegetarian.
Yeah.
But the reason I was doing all these things and going for walks and trying to do a bit of mindfulness and meditation and blah, 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 blah. And now I find at 45 that I'm doing a load of this fucking woke shit that I would never have done before. But I'm a lot happier and
Yeah.
calmer.
Yeah.
And I feel like at least I'm trying
Yeah.
to survive for my children.
I think Shane often
No, I'd still
points
have a
out to me,
pizza, a lot of
oh,
pizza.
big time.
Can't.
Shane often points out to me, he's like, sometimes the illness can be you're worrying about death. So
Yeah.
you're not living because you're spending so much fucking time worrying about dying. And I was a bit that way inclined, but I think the artistic streak in us as well lends itself to we write the he died young, it was very tragic, his children were at the side of his bed, Noel had to cuddle them, you know, like we paint the picture. And I have to separate in my head the kind of bizarre fantasy story. And my mother says a great thing, she says more often than not nothing exciting happens, everything is normal. And so like
Do you know what? Like,
there's a great piece in that.
But like, aren't the old sayings fucking like
don't know if
the
that old
old?
saying.
But aren't it like? Well, I was going to say the old people, but I met your mum and she's not really that old. How old
Well,
is
she's
your mum?
nearly 70, yeah.
Oh, she does not look 70.
She doesn't
I
know.
sat beside her now at Polly's party, or at Alfie's party a few weeks ago, and I would have said 62 or 63.
No, she's 69.
69.
No, but I think you have to, the main thing is to, I'll say it again, the main thing is to focus on living. I've had to kind of relearn that.
Yeah.
That it's not, see, because I've been to the dramatic funerals with the crying and weeping and bawling because they've been tragic. I've been to too many of them, so I have to protect my mind a bit from them.
I love a good funeral though.
Oh, fuck, I love a good funeral.
I'm
really good at funerals. I'm brilliant.
Are you?
Top notch.
Yeah, I wouldn't be great.
My
now.
sister is terrible. She cracks inappropriate jokes and she gets hysterical laughing.
I'll be hanging out with your sister when you die. Come here, it was great having you on.
Pleasure, my darling.
Thank you so much. We better go in and do a bit of improv.
Improv magic.
People who are listening to this from the Cork area, we're in the Opera House in December for.
Correct.
Do you know the dates?
It's starting the 9th of December and it's like the Friday, Saturday, Sunday or something before Christmas.
Check it out anyway at
Improv
www.corkoperahouse.ie for all the dates. Improvised pantomime, myself, Laura, Dominic, Laura Hart, Declan Wolfe and Dylan on the keys.
Unreal.
And it's going to be, it's selling fast, so get your tickets quickly. Listen, thanks a million, Laura. I love you all, guys. Bye. I love you guys. Stay by the watch.